If you come across a group of children chanting in a dark room, don't stay to listen to their song.
Scarlet Man, where are you? Scarlet Man, come say ooh.
If you are foolish enough to stay, you'll see those children spin around 3 times as they sing their song.
Scarlet Man, will shine our light. Scarlet Man, give us a fright.
Then shine a flashlight into a dark corner. They'll scream and run away, because in that corner will be nothing. Because it's just a story, right? Just a game children play to scare themselves at parties. Nothing to worry about at all, I'm sure. I mean, that's what Janice and her boyfriend Todd thought when they snuck into the basement of an abandoned building. They sang their little song, did their little dance, and turned on their little light. The next morning, they found poor Janice hanging from the rafters. Todd's entrails wrapped around her neck. Oh, they were bad kids in a bad part of town, the police said. These sorts of things happen. You know how it goes. Those who summon the Scarlet Man rarely come to a good end. Just ask little Allison Toombs. Little Allie invited some friends for a sleepover. They were high on cupcakes and chocolate bars when Shelby Hall, whose older sister taught her all the cool party games, suggested they go to the basement and summon the Scarlet Man. Poor Allie got cold feet and ran upstairs before the 3rd verse, and only went back down when the screaming stopped. It took the police 3 days to match up all the body parts, and poor Allie's father took the rap, sitting on death row for the heinous murders of 5 little girls. But what exactly is the Scarlet Man? What is it that people see in those final moments before their horrific and yet entirely preventable deaths? It seems very few have survived an encounter with the Scarlet Man, but the details are always the same. When that flashlight turns on, a bald man is covered in a deep red scarlet from head to foot. He is completely naked except for a pair of white cotton briefs, and he is screaming, a blood-curdling, awful scream that never seems to end. It is the last thing you see and hear. And if you're wondering how the story got started, I'm afraid I can't help you with that. There are lots of theories, of course. Some say the Scarlet Man was a butcher who ground up prostitutes and sold the meat to his customers, until one night the ghosts of all those he wronged ran him through his own grinder. Others say he was a serial killer who drank the blood of his victims like smoothies, until the father of one of these victims found him and drowned him in his own blood. The most credible story, however, may be this one. There once was a man named Sylvester Downs, who lived in a small apartment above a butcher. One night, his wife asked him if he could pay a bill or get the oil changed in the car or pick up a carton of milk or some such mundane detail that would hardly trouble a sane person. Sylvester, however, was not sane in that moment, and he took a hammer to poor Trudy's head. Panicked about what to do, Sylvester dragged his wife's body downstairs, broke into the butcher shop, and began trying to run her through the grinder to get rid of her. When the police arrived, because Sylvester made quite a bit of noise breaking in, the place was in darkness. A slow, groaning drone filled the air as they made their way to the back. They shined their flashlights around the room until a beam of light fell on Sylvester, covered in blood and wearing only a pair of tighty whities, trying to jam his wife's leg through a meat grinder. When Sylvester saw the police, he screamed and threw what was left of the leg at the officers. Then he turned to run, slipped on the bloody floor, and cracked his head on the metal table. A sad little ending for a sad little man. So now they say when you're in a dark room and you sing his song, shine a light around the room and the Scarlet Man will appear, covered in blood and screaming, desperate to finish his bloody work. But these are all just stories. Urban legends, if you will. There are no red-skinned monsters hiding in the dark, just waiting to be summoned. So what are you waiting for? Grab a flashlight and a friend and find the nearest basement. I dare you.